Hello everyone, Mai Calev here, and welcome to Winspiration Day, where I get the honor and privilege of coming to you from Scottsdale, Arizona, right in the waiting area of my Energy Balancing Center, to bring to you 5 simple tips to avoid and overcome procrastination. Are you ready? Tip number 1 is to allow yourself time. The 30 pounds didn't come on overnight. It's not going to go off overnight. The junk that's been building up in the garage is not going to go away overnight either, and it didn't build up overnight. Whatever the challenge is, whatever the goal or accomplishment is that you want to create for yourself, you have to give yourself the ample amount of time to accomplish the task. Eric Hofer, the philosopher, once said, when we are not doing the things that we ought to do, we are the busiest in the world. That's a form of self-sabotage, and we're all guilty of this at one point or another in our lives. There isn't one human on the face of the earth who has not procrastinated some chore or something that they wanted to accomplish. So tip 1 is to allow ample amount of time to achieve your goal. The second tip is to write it down. Take the end result that you would like to create, say it's organizing your garage or losing 30 pounds, whatever it is, that's your end result, and work backwards into little baby steps. Do things that you know you can accomplish and celebrate the accomplishment of those baby steps because it means a lot. For example, if I wanted to lose a few pounds, I would go ahead and change the way I'm eating. That's the first thing that I would do. And then the next thing I would do is probably walk a little more and drink more water. Those are all simple little things that I can do to help bring about the change that I'm looking for. If I want to clean out my garage, I look at it and know it can be overwhelming and daunting. But I look at it and say, okay, I'm going to give myself a month to organize the garage because it has become the catch-all room of my home. So it didn't happen overnight. It's not going to come off overnight. So you get the picture about creating the ample amount of time and then writing it down. Tip 2, write it down and start with baby steps. You can climb Mount Everest taking baby steps. Tip number 3 is pay attention to the words that you were using when you talk to yourself. Don't be mean to yourself and don't beat yourself up. Recognize that tomorrow is another day. However, don't let yourself off the hook, okay? So when you're talking to yourself and you're feeling like a failure because you didn't, do what you said you were going to do, be gentle and say, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. Sometimes you might just have a really bad day. Sometimes you have just had a long day or a busy day and you're just physically exhausted and cannot do the thing that you want to do. So don't beat yourself up. Be kind to yourself, but don't let yourself off the hook. Start again tomorrow. Okay? And tip number 4 is turn up the volume on your why. Why do you want to accomplish the task? It's fairly simple to know why, but then you got to turn it up. How important is it to you? Is it something that you must do and then you keep avoiding it? Like maybe you're writing a paper for school and you just don't really want to take the time because the subject is boring or whatever. You got to do it. So write down your baby steps, do some, sourcing of the information, and then just get to doing it. You're going to feel a lot better when you're done. Because we all know, we all have this nagging voice inside of our head that just berates us and berates us. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. And when we don't listen, it can be overwhelming. So write it down and then don't be mean to yourself and, get the task at hand started. So in tip number 5 is notice what you're noticing. So this is absolutely key. So if you've created such busyness to avoid what it is that you're trying to accomplish, maybe you should sit with why you've done this self-sabotage. Why are you sabotaging yourself? What is it about this task that you don't want to do it? Maybe it's just unenjoyable, but that should be a motivation to get it done so you don't have to think about it anymore. So let's recap, okay, all of the 5 tips. The first tip is to allow yourself time. Allow yourself ample time to get the task at hand done. The second tip is to write it down. Start with the big picture, work your way backwards to small baby steps that allows you to get it done. The third tip is to pay attention to the words that you use. Use empowering words. Don't beat yourself up, but maybe you can say, oh, I get the honor and privilege of cleaning my house. I get the honor and privilege of cleaning my garage. I get the honor and privilege of honoring my physical body and taking better care of myself, because there are a lot of people in this world who don't have a home, who don't have a garage, who don't have really good health. So you get the honor and privilege. Use empowering words. Tip number 4, turn up the volume on why you want to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. And tip number 5 is notice what you're noticing. Why are you creating these distractions of busyness? Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of success? Whatever the reason may be, is you need to dive in and get into the bottom of that. Okay, everybody. Mai Calev signing out. Thank you for joining me and joining the World of Inspiration Day. Winspiration. Happy Winspiration Day, everybody. Bye.